Hi guys. Today I've been challenged to take the IELTS speaking test. I'm going to try my best to get a score of 8 or higher. You think I can do it? Let's see.
First question. Which part of your country do most people live in?
In Canada, most people live in the southern part of the country because Canada is quite close to the Arctic, and so the farther north you go, the colder it becomes, and it's more challenging to live in those places. So the most populated cities in Canada are all in the south, Vancouver on the west, Toronto on the east, and then the more north you would go would be Montreal. That is like a huge city with lots of people. Yeah.
Tell me about the main industries there.
The main industries, I am not an expert, but I would say from what I see as like a regular person living here in Toronto, and because of what I do, I know the entertainment industry, film and TV production is quite a huge industry in Toronto and Vancouver and Montreal. There's also finance, banking, so business. But in terms of industry and factories, they are mostly outside of the main cities, whether it's the GTA or even further in rural areas. Because when you do travel by car, for example, in Ontario, you pass a lot of factories and industrial-looking towns. So those kinds of industries are based outside the cities.
How easy or difficult is it to travel around your country?
Okay, so unfortunately, this is one of the things about Canada that I wish was different. In Canada, because of how big the country is, and because of the relatively small population we have in relation to the geography, it's quite expensive to travel in Canada. And for example, flying from Toronto to the other side of the country to Vancouver, it costs the same as flying from North America to Europe, even though we're in the same country. And then if you want to fly to the provinces in the north from here in Toronto, even though geographically they are not as far away as Vancouver is to Toronto, it can be just as or even more expensive because unfortunately, there are not many flights that go there, so there's very limited options and fuel issues and everything. So, and taking the train, we have the train all across Canada, but taking the train is not really that affordable as you would imagine. If you want to go to Vancouver, for example, it's not that much cheaper than taking a flight. So unfortunately, that's an issue in Canada that prevents a lot of people, including myself, from seeing a lot of the country. I would love to travel more in Canada more than I have and see all kinds of places, but it's just something that is a big investment. Wow, that was a very long answer. Sorry. You seem like give an essay.
Has your country changed much since you were younger?
Has Canada changed much since I was younger? Great question. I would say I can't really speak on Canada, but I can speak on my city where I live. Toronto has changed a lot. For example, there's more gentrification in Toronto. There are many neighborhoods that when I was younger, they were not so trendy and so popular, and so many of those kind of neighborhoods that were a bit forgotten and unpopular are now full of like very cool and trendy restaurants and coffee shop, and they're a destination to be at. And so I think there's definitely a lot more to do in Toronto and really exciting, cool places and spots to visit all over the city. Whereas when I was younger, there was less options in less parts of the city. What else has changed in Toronto? I would say, for example, my community, more immigrants have arrived from my country here than when I was younger. I mean, by more, I mean tons and tons and like a lot more. So it's a huge community. So there's more businesses and supermarkets and everything, catering to the community. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Okay, that's good. So now you will be given a topic on a piece of paper. You will have 1 minute to write down your notes, and then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak.
Okay.
Okay. The question is, describe a well-known person you admire.
Okay.
You should say who this person is, what this person has done, why this person is well known, and explain why you admire this person.
Okay.
All right.
A Canadian person?
It doesn't have to be Canadian. There you go.
All right.
All right. You get 1 minute. Okay.
Okay. So, a person I admire, I chose a Canadian, a great Canadian. The Dr. Gabor Mate. I am a big fan of his because of his work. He's a doctor who worked for many years with addicts, homeless addicts in downtown east side of Vancouver. And he wrote a very, very beautiful, fantastic book about addiction. And he's written many other books about trauma, about childhood development, and mental health. And he has done so much to destigmatize issues, social problems such as addiction, mental health, and educate people about trauma and the impact of trauma and the reasons for trauma. In a way that has revolutionized thinking on these issues that are very much part of the zeitgeist right now. And his approach is just very human and humane and full of empathy. And that has been the thing about him that I think he has contributed a lot to not just Canadian society and our thinking about these issues here in Canada, but all over the world.
Okay, thank you very much. What kind of people become famous these days?
What kind of people become famous these days? Well, unfortunately, in the age of social media, we have the rise of the influencer. And so because of the access to social media and that everybody can tap into it with their cell phones, anyone can really become famous for all kinds of reasons. They don't need to do anything really impressive. So it doesn't take much these days, it seems, to become famous. Definitely, if you know how to use social media and reach people, whatever your content may be, you have really a good shot at becoming famous and gaining a large audience.
Is this trend different from the kind of achievement that made people famous in the past?
Yes, I would say so, because in the past, the people who were working in whatever area did not have direct access to speaking to the people at large about what they're doing. And so the word would only get out about their work and what they're doing if they already became very well established in their field, and a lot of other experts in their field promoted them and gave them an audience, because it was much more difficult to be seen and be visible than it is now. So definitely it was much harder before.
Okay. What are some good things about being famous? Are there any disadvantages?
Well, you're asking me this as if I'm famous myself, and I can only imagine, because I don't know what it's like to have fame, but from what I hear and what I read, the positives are, again, access to things, access to people you admire, access to being able to get whatever you want. And also power, you know, even if it's for good. Like if you want to contribute to a good cause, you're able to do that in a much easier way. People will take you seriously and give you the time of day if you're famous. And are, I think, more willing to give you what you want and what you ask for if you have fame. But on the other side, you know, your privacy is very much compromised with fame, especially nowadays, and with celebrity culture and the paparazzi and the way the media hounds people who are famous in the culture. It can be, your life can be, you know, daily harassment and not feeling safe when you leave your house, and having things that you said misrepresented or taken out of the context, and people constantly writing about you and judging you when they don't actually know you. So it's definitely, it comes at a cost. The good things come at a cost for sure, like everything.
Okay. Final question. Why do you think ordinary people are so fascinated by the lives of celebrities?
Why are ordinary people so fascinated by the lives of celebrities? Because I suppose everybody dreams of being a success. And celebrities, by nature, have achieved a certain success in terms of notoriety and fame. And so there's always a curiosity of, oh, what are the lives of those successful people who have achieved success like? And there's always an interest in what are the lives of the rich like? People who are wealthy and can, you know, live in whatever kind of house they want and go on whatever trips they want and live an extravagant life. There's always a curiosity about what that is, because most people don't get to experience that in their life. So there definitely are a lot of reasons why people are curious about the people who achieve fame and fortune, which will be denied to the most of us, the lucky few.
All right, beautiful. Thank you. That's the end of your IELTS speaking test.
Thank you. How did I score?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think I got like at least a 15.
Okay.
I don't know what the number system ends at, but...
From 0 to 9. 9 is the perfect score.
Oh, okay.
What do you think you got?
I would say like a 9.
A 9. Okay, I like the confidence. Amazing.
So, how was it? We hope you found this episode useful, guys. Don't forget to subscribe here for more lessons like this one. Keep on practicing.